fighting or fifing, the lifing of the lining will only close the antelope from where it jumps from a point where it's being haunted, like hauntings, or if that's too optimistic, then where are my glazes on my hostess to say I've got more brosters than any elephant hostesses on my piano, or piano like Oko, Yanokia, or if that's gear, then how is the off-brand type of cool blankets I have on my bed to rest my head, but where we go in our dreams, kind of sci-fi fantasyastic, as if it was a book. But then if I shook my leaf, then I see that I have things to teach from what I have been diseased and deceased of in the past, like re-rise is more risk of a hip shot, like Ipsies to Epo, or if epilepsy is caused by Pikachu, then how would our stepsister, if that had more rest figured in that same like walking state of zombie addicts, and what my bomb buddies be my combo for my what I call Mario Kart and fantastic. I probably am in the plastic of my deathbed already, but I have too much to study on what is lamination. If that's a cut-off joke, then I have hinted at what is veggie to prescription glasses, like contact lenses, or if you need a indecision, insurrection, then what is rebellion for when each two sides flip back on the other like pages? Well, that sounds most Kendrakeness, but that's more where my pain is. Or it's in stained glass where the phase of the wood got the deers coming out in my yard to say like this is bark, but a cat barked that day and said the spark didn't quite make it all the way, but the month was May and it needed to be paid and it needed to be laid like potato. So I had a couch head, so I cut off my hair and said I am the slumped in type of going back to my bumpkin of that hostesses like restaurantcha lattes. Then I probably talk with it like about it, but I wouldn't doubt it, I wouldn't cloud it, because that could lead to ungrounded like serenity moments within the light cast down by aligning itself on the fire and brimstone of a Mormon church that had more South Perkin than it was cats on what is percolating baskets for Easter, or if that is the weed weaker than what is to make the sleep inside the teeth, to make the teeth for what you are developing when you were baby, that would spit out back to the caves that won't retract or publish the facts of when I heard you rapping when I was 42 2 years old, and then I knew the nematode of what is in my soul. This glows a laser disc projector from the Vader 80s, but then I not see that bug-like lady unless it's caterpillar sleeping the same place will replace my writing and reading. What is that I-Ching, X-Ching, like X Games for the sex stain of my reflected pain. But then if I had my injected Jane, then I would know the rain could come into my substain like subsisting farms, or Yermacy would be your hermity, or like Yermacy would be your hermity. That's what I will end this home, please. Like, oh, Epsi, or if that's the Pepsi, then what can make this Vogue into that microphone, like Vogue broed into what is plastic for my Pocalo? If that not be my show, then I know nothing at all. I only know what I know, and if that is a pie pepper flow, then was my green hot chili potatoes to be like encha to tantalas to ranchula, like Durant Championship or current news TV to say it's not the war in realness, it's only the screens of severeness. But if that be my sojourner, then what be my turnip to be like when my pain breaks down into a water I make from my own soul? Well, that could only be the church glass windows coming through the chicken that I like to have chocolate on Easter, like Astro to French her eyes. Well, now nose is not what I'm flitting about and fretting about, but my guitar knows the route for that fever, or if that's the fee for the entrance to the beach, then I know Taylor Swift on the bleachers rooting for my little brother's age teamer to be like Skeeter. What you got in that reaping stamp of stretch and stretch to yo greener or geener againer. I probably got the 40-yard dash inside my fretted head of musical acoustics. Well, that's a critic on the nail saliner. Well, I'm not a dreamer any nearer